Hi, Michael Petrovich, Petrovich Team Home Loan. I am a lender that is licensed in Nebraska and Iowa. Today in this video, I want to go over something that can be kind of confusing because there is no set definition, and every lender kind of uses it differently. So it's a pre-qualification versus pre-approved. So a lot of lenders will just use these as the same terms. You fill out an application. Some will say you're pre-qualified, some will say you're pre-approved. They really use them interchangeably. Even I'm going to go to this here. So this is the CFPB, so Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. What's the difference between a pre-qualification and pre-approval letter? And they basically say right here, there's not a lot of difference between a pre-qualification letter and a pre-approval letter. Basically, these terms can be used interchangeably. Don't worry about which word the lender uses. So they're even saying right there that there is no difference. Now, I tried to create my own difference between the two. So when I do a pre-qualification, I consider that to be when you completed the application, I've ran the credit, but I've not collected your documents. So I've not collected your income documents, your asset documents. That I consider pre-qualified. I'm pre-qualifying you based on the information you put on the application. I consider you pre-approved when you get me your documentation. Now I've verified your income, I verified your assets, because especially with someone self-employed or gets commission, has fluctuating pay, what they consider their income, what I can actually use for income could be a lot different. Same with assets. You may have a set amount of assets, but there may be some assets there I can't use. So for example, if you borrow the money from a source that's not acceptable, those are assets I can't use. So these are things that I would verify on the pre-approval. So I always tell people, complete the application, you're pre-qualified. Next step, give me the documentation, then you're pre-approved. And I would just tell anyone, going to a lender, whether they say pre-qualification or pre-approved, make sure before you start shopping that they reviewed your documents. So a lot of lenders will get the application, do my version of a pre-qualification, meaning they just review the application, pull the credit, and just take your word for your income and your assets, and not collect the documents, still get a letter out to your agent saying that you're ready to go, you're ready to purchase a house. That may be convenient maybe quick and easy, convenient for you in the beginning, but if there's some error, if they find out after you've already got a contract that you don't qualify because the income was not calculated correctly, or there's some assets they can't use, there's something they missed because they didn't review the documents before they got you that pre-approval letter, that could mean that you no longer qualify for a house that you're under contract with. That means you've already given the deposit, you might have already paid for an appraisal, so it might have already cost you money by the time you find out that you're not approved for financing. So whether the lender uses pre-qualification or pre-approved, make sure that before you get a letter, even if they offer to send you a letter, so you make it, let's say you're getting pre-approved, you want to make an offer quickly, you found a house you like kind of last minute, if they get you that letter, make sure they get your documents, and then you can ask them, have they reviewed them to make sure everything looks okay. That way you're not just, making an offer, because the letter can I can send a letter to anybody. I can send a letter to anybody saying you're pre-approved, you're pre-qualified. There's no rule about when I can or cannot send that out. So a lender might get a little excited, might be under pressure to get that letter out quickly so you can make an offer, and may not review that documentation to make sure you are actually pre-approved for financing. So whether you're getting pre-approved, pre-qualified, make sure the lender has your documents before you start making offers on houses. Okay, so my information is in the video below. It'll also link to my website. Reach out to me before you get pre-qualified. Just want to talk about the process. I always start with a soft pull on credit, not a full credit check. That gives me a pretty good idea where you're at. Then we can do the full credit check after the fact once you're comfortable with the numbers, all that kind of stuff. All right, that's it. I'll see you.